Grace Report! How's everyone doing? Happy Monday! My camera has a mind of its own. I kind of want it to go this way a little more, but it wants to move. What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? What is up? Tammy, Delia Lux, Wendy, Tammy, again, Carol, Lisa Boo, Gunner Girl. It was nice seeing you the other day, Gunner Girl, and your husband. I do apologize. I was still kind of a little under the weather if I seemed like I was off. Because Wendy, what's up? Julissa, Chris, Joanne, how's everyone doing? How was your weekend? On Friday, unfortunately, I got this horrible, while I was over at Mad Monster, I got this horrible migraine and I got sick. So Friday evening, I was kind of out for the count. I was trying to hang and it was just progressively getting worse. And and Saturday was the meetup and I didn't want to miss the meetup. I wasn't 100% better, but I was still 80%, but way better than I was the day before. But so if I seemed a little off that day, I apologize. Lisa Boo goes, Project Metal Music says, A up, Project Metal Music. Julissa goes, oh no, sorry to hear that. They do suck. I've had them before, but that one was just horrible. Logical Spark, how's it going? I had a blast at Mad Monster. I was supposed to go live. But Lewis ended up going live and I didn't feel like having two cameras at the same time. But I did have a blast. I got to meet Shelly and Jennifer Marie and Tinkle Tits McGee. It went way too fast. I wish it was a little longer. It was hot, but we were inside a hotel, so it wasn't that bad. Ran into 3 celebrities and going to our hotel room, so it was kind of cool. One of the good old boys, what was it? Tom Wumpat or whatever his name is. I don't remember his name, but he was in the elevator when we were going up to our I probably said his name wrong. I feel so bad. Tom Wopat. He was in the elevator. He's pretty cool. Ran into Matthew Lillard because Lewis had helped with his photo line. So he was thanking him and he went out of his way to, because usually I'm in the corner, like I'm like whatever, and he went out of his way to say hi to me. So I thought that was kind of nice of him. It's cool watching him with when he was taking a photo. He it was like he was having a blast. He was very nice, and even there was a kid that walked up. He was playing music, and a kid walked up and he's, oh, let me change that. You're too you don't want to hear Kanye or something. He was playing rap music and he changed it because there was a kid there. And then the actress from Halloween 6 was in the elevator. Saw Kane Hodder at the bar. The Greasy Stranglers. Lewis knows one of them, so he was talking with one of them, and then one of them started dancing when Lewis was mixing. That was pretty cool. Got to see Jack Osborne looks shorter than he actually does. So it's kind of weird when you see people, you know, who look the same. Michael Rosenbaum. He looks exactly the same in person as he does on camera. Because you know how sometimes cameras like, oh my god, he's super thin, like, and then when you see him on screen they look completely different. So but Michael Rosenbaum looks exactly the same. But I had so much fun. I have fun every year I go. Logical Spark, what is up? Lisa Boo goes, I have a poster of him and John Snyder from Dukes and Hazzard. John Snyder, he's like 60 something and he is in incredible shape. I had to look up how old he was because I was like, how old is he? Like, he's in incredible shape. I was like at awe at like how good of a shape he is at that age. And Tom Wopat was he was cool. He was cool. He had his cowboy hat on. He had that country. He's a country dude, so he was like, it was pretty cool. I agree, Wendy. It usually happens at the worst times. The freaking migraine, I have no idea what brought it on. I don't know if it was the heat, hormones, whatever. It could have been a number of things. But I had so much fun. The one thing about Arizona, it's the air is cleaner than it is here. I'm going to say that because my face has never been clearer than it has when I went to Arizona. Like, I did not have one breakout. As soon as I came here, I got a breakout. Not that any of you wanted to know, but that's what I noticed. My face was clearer, and I was like, oh, definitely Arizona air is cleaner. But I did have a blast. I mean, even with the heat, you're inside the hotel, it wasn't that bad. Julissa, I did not. I was like thinking that when I got home, I did not get my Judge Brothers. It's because I got sick and I didn't want to walk across the parking lot because I was sick that one day. So I decided not to walk. I was like, you know what? I'll kind of stay out of the heat unless I absolutely have to. So I didn't walk across the parking lot. It's like way across. So I did not get it. So I'm thinking to myself, well, there's one that's 30 minutes away. So I will make sure I make a pit stop. Just so I could get a fix. So, guys, did any of you do anything interesting while we wait for people to come in before we get into the nitty gritty, the spooky wooky? I will, because there was a drink I wanted to try too. I was looking at the menu. Wendy, I agree. It was the Wendy, for me, it was like behind the eyes migraine. Oh, it was the worst. Emily, what's up? Chris Barber, it is. It's a coffee shop, kind of like a Starbucks or a Coffee Bean. There's not that many in my area. I mostly have Coffee Bean and Starbucks in my area. The closest one, Dutch Brothers, to me is like 30 minutes away. Which, I mean, considering it's close but not close. That's why I tend to get it, because it's one of those coffee shops I don't get to try too often. But lately, I've just been making coffee at home. I kind of like my contraptions better lately. And then I was in the photo room, and I wanted to hang because it was cool watching people take pictures with the celebrities. And I just could not hang anymore. I just had to go because the light was bothering my eyes. Julissa goes, I've never tasted it. There's one in Davis. I'll have to try it when I help my daughter move out of her apartment. Yeah, try it, Julissa. It's I like trying different coffee shops because you never know. Because you get the same old ones that are near your house. It's always something. It's better to try something new. Yeah, like that. It was crazy windy. It was bad. Brandon, what is up? Brandon is still in Arizona. Dusty. I was thinking, I was like, darn, we should have stayed till Monday, but I saw that there was like a storm. Um, and there was flooding like in Palm Springs area sometime this morning. So I was like, luckily we left the day before. Dusty, how's it going? Oh, Logical Spark, you're lucky. The Dutch Brothers I live is only a mile away. And as always, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Thank you, Gunner Girl. I appreciate that. All right, guys. I found this article. I thought it was kind of hilarious. It is actually in the news. Give me a second. Let me get my drink. This is in Oregon, Portland to be exact. And oh, as always, before I get into the nitty-gritty, Skeleduck is somewhere in this background. Just remind me before the end of the stream and I reveal his location. Bernadette happened to give me, I haven't named him yet, but I've got a new duck that Bernadette gifted me. I got Alien Duck, which was hilarious because I had that on my shopping cart. I was going to buy him. That's hilarious. And I was like, oh my God. And then I have she purchased me another Skeleduck because she says she can never find the other one. Hold on, but he kind of off screen. So right next to Alien Duck, I'll hold the camera for a second, is Skeleduck, Electric Boogaloo that Bernadette had also gifted me, which is cool. She was like, I can't see the other one, so use this one and hide him. But I have him in clear view today, so he wanted to say hello to everybody. Bernadette, what's up? Thank you for the ducks. I love them. And then Thing has a brother, but you can't see Thing. Thing is behind me, behind the mic stand. He's on my my electric bike, so he's just sitting right there. I don't know if I could get him to. She got me a thing, but as well, but he can't. He falls off. So the funny thing is, I've got a thing. So now I've got Thing has a brother or girlfriend. I haven't named Thing to Electric Boogaloo yet, but she also got me a thing. And also during the meetup, Emily, as you know, last year, Emily drew me a picture who's Jenny's daughter. She also drew me another picture. So I'm going to put it on the wall. I just haven't found a spot for it. I'll probably put it above or next to the other one. I just don't want to get it onto my Indiana Jones poster, but I'll figure out. I might put it above it actually. But she drew me another picture, which I thought was awesome. So I'm definitely going to put that above the other one that I got last year, which is kind of cool. Heather, whatever, what is up? So as I was saying, I found this crazy article I had to share with you before we get into the Chupacabra. So, mysterious posters ban ghost summoning in Portland Park. Yes, you heard right. So, due to recent events, Ouija boards are no longer permitted at Fern Hill Park. So, this is real, guys. I was like, what the hell? And this is in Portland, Oregon. Mysterious posters that popped up in a Portland park claim recent events have resulted in a Ouija board ban. Over the weekend, a poster reading, due to recent events, Ouija boards are no longer permitted at Fern Hill Park, was placed on the bathroom doors at Fern Hill Park in Northeast Portland. I've definitely never seen anyone play Ouija boards in the bathroom, one man said while walking his dog. I've never seen Ouija boards in the park, another person said, just dogs, kids, and sports. Online speculation over what the event could be took a fantastical turn, with one Reddit user saying it's just another day in Portland, a portal to the underworld, and people are worried over nothing. This is a Reddit comment, and someone said, my guess is someone used it in the park recently and inadvertently created a portal to the underworld, allowing a demon to enter the terrestrial plane. Happens all the time. People are freaking out over nothing. There's good news for Portlanders who plan on summoning ghosts to the park, as the signs aren't posted by any city official. Fern Hill Park is kept by Portland Parks and Rec, and the Multnomah County Park Department does not exist. So somebody probably added that. A spokesperson for Portland Parks and Recs confirmed the sign was not official. So it looks like someone decided to put this up for some odd reason. I don't know what, but that was kind of hilarious. I was like, what? in Oregon. So somebody's probably, I don't know, maybe they just wanted to do it as a joke because the city actually said it's not official. But I thought it was kind of hilarious. Maybe it's summer, so someone probably has nothing better to do, so they decided to make that. But what, guys, what do you think it could be? Just someone having fun, or do you think, I mean, obviously it's not official, so it's obviously someone having fun, but what do you think why they would put that in that particular park? I don't know that park, so I'm not sure why they would do that. And even the comments had said, like, I don't see anybody using Ouija boards. All I see are people playing sports and doing park things, basically. Lisa Boo goes, wonder if something happened. Maybe someone saw something and they didn't like it, so they decided to post the as a deterrent. I don't know. I have no idea. Which is weird. It really is. Or maybe it was a joke. I don't know. Fern Hill Park in Oregon haunted. Let's see. I don't think it is. Thank you. I am going to butcher your name. I apologize. Janae Pasantes. Thank you for your super stickers. Heart for Janae Pasantes. I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly, and I apologize in advance. Thank you. I appreciate that with that cute little hippo. Thank you. With you goes, I don't joke like that, nunca. Heather, whatever goes, maybe a joke. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe someone just, like I said, it's summer. So kids are off a summer vacation. College students are off for summer vacation. High school students are off. So you never know. Somebody might have just did that out of joke just to see what the reaction would be. And they probably didn't think anything of it. And then it ends up in the news and they're like, what? I mean, it's a beautiful park. I guess, according to the rumor, the land that is now called Fern Hill Park, which is in Oregon, was used as a dumping ground for stolen cars. Auto thieves would steal cars, take them to the ravine, and strip them down for parts. Portland Parks and Recs rode to the rescue and removed briar patches, graded the hills, and planted grass, turning the one-time Valley of Vandals into a beautiful park for everyone to enjoy. In 2018, Fernhill Park received a new splash pad and an expanded play area with new play equipment thanks to the funds. Yeah, so I mean, it's like, I mean, that's the only thing that's scary about it. But this is the actual page for the park, and it's a beautiful park. Like, it's green and grassy. I mean, a great place like any other park where you can play sports and hang out and take a stroll. It's pretty big too. What's up, Janaea? Joanne goes, so no connection, no. So maybe it is, maybe just someone is bored and they wanted to put the sign up. I mean, I don't do stuff like that. I wouldn't even think. I mean, I probably do it to like a coworker or something, but I probably wouldn't do it like to an actual public place. So another one I found before we get into the Chupacabra, which literally means goat sucker in Spanish. Woman dragged downstairs by paranormal forces in viral video. I'll read the article and then I'll show you the video. The clip appeared to show an attack by paranormal forces, perhaps by a ghost or demon. This is on snoops.com on July, and it was recently posted on the 11th. On July 7th, 2024, an X account posted a video that claimed to show grainy footage of what appeared to be a woman being dragged by her feet across the floor and down a set of stairs as she cried, "Oh God, please let go of me." At the time of this publication, the clip had gotten more than 16,000 likes. When we first fact-checked this claim in January 2024, post falsely implied the clip was genuine and showed an attack by paranormal forces, perhaps by a ghost or demon, but the most spooky thing about the video is where it came from. It originally appeared in part of the Paranormal Activity horror movie franchise, so then it's fake. Snoop searched through Paranormal Activity movie trailers made available online through the Internet Movie Database, or IMDb. We found that the portion of the video scene was shown in both the trailer and as part of the movie. A Google keyword search using the terms paranormal activity 2 scene, woman gets pulled by feet, returned the scene from the 2010 installment Paranormal Activity 2. The video was posted by Fandango Movie Clips to YouTube on August 18, 2016. At the 34-second mark, the woman in the scene below is shown to be seemingly grabbed by her legs and pulled across the nursery room before being dragged around the stairs, exactly as it was shown in the video shared on X and TikTok. So, they debunked it, but we'll see what the video is. I have a hard time believing videos because of oh, it does look like it. I don't know if you guys could see it. Hold on. I mean, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Paranormal 2. Paranormal Activity 2, I am sorry. Kimberly Ann, what is up? So, this is basically the video, and it does look like... Yeah, that does look like a scene from Paranormal Activity 2. And this was posted, it doesn't say, it was posted on July 7th. I gotta be careful with these videos because I'll play it one more time because YouTube likes to be scandalous. I don't know if you guys heard. Nerd Report Hangout was dinged and he's no longer monetized. So I gotta be careful when I show these videos because they may decide to be scandalous on me. But this looks exactly like freaking Paranormal 2, like the article says, and they posted this on July 7th as like, oh, look at what happened to one woman being pulled by the stairs. It's like, come on, people. But it is interesting to watch, don't get me wrong. But I do have a hard time, even when I saw the thing, I was like, it's fake. Because I do have Julissa goes, I saw that. All the videos on that channel is gone. So he lost everything on that channel. Basically, he's no longer monetized. Wendy, what happened was YouTube demonetized Nerd Report Hangout. I don't know if he wants me to talk about it, but I'll just give you a brief thing. And I guess, apparently somewhere in the long lines, someone said he reused content. I don't know where. But yeah, I don't know where or how or when, because I've seen YouTubers show an entire show on, or there's a YouTuber out there, for example, that basically, oops, there went thing, that basically shows an entire slapped ham episode and talks about it. So how is Nerd Report Hangout getting dinged when that dude is doing worse? So it makes no sense to me. But like I said, it's very hard for me to believe some of these videos out here because of technology, and that definitely, I'm glad that article actually debunked it. They went out and it was like, okay, let's see what their, the validity to the statement is, and they found something similar. And it does look like a scene out of Paranormal Activity too. Tyranna, what is up? Matthew goes, I saw a video from India on TV paranormal show getting picked up by his legs. I agree with you, Wendy. I wouldn't have gone back upstairs. I would, if something was pulling me down, I would have just like stayed downstairs. Like, all right, you don't want me to be in here. But then, if you're familiar with the scene, it's the baby's room. So obviously, if you're a mother, you're gonna go back up to the stairs to grab your baby. So I totally understand that. Wendy, I agree. Hearts for Lewis, guys. It could also affect Nerd Report. It says if he does anything, it could. I didn't get. I mean, they give you a long ass email for it, and they're not very specific. But it did say it could affect his other channels if he breathes the wrong way. I'm just gonna say it that way because I feel that's how freaking YouTube is. They're scandalous. I believe he did. I'm not sure if he did. It's either that or he could wait 90 days. But I think he's just going to wait the 90 days. I'm not sure what he decided to do. He may talk about it the next time he goes live. But just show him some love, guys. It sucks when that happens to you because you're working hard trying to get content out there, and then YouTube decides to do that. Just pull the plug because some bot or person that doesn't understand English working behind the scenes, and I'm going to say that lightly, doesn't understand what's going on, and they decide to ding the channel. Yeah, I agree, Wendy. Scandalous. That's why I got to be careful with what I show on here. I try not to show clips of other channels. I did show a clip of, because I was showing Cody and Satori's technique, but I didn't show the whole clip. I just showed a little bit so you guys could see what I was talking about. But other than that, I didn't use the whole clip because Lisa Bugo, scandalous. So even if I showed that clip right there, they could be like, oh, you took a thing from Paranormal too. So that's why even with, I'm not going to lie, even with the generic music, sometimes YouTube will come out, oh, you used music in your stream. And I was like, what the? I didn't use any music. It's some generic music off the video. Like they're like that. It's crazy. It's because we don't own the platform. We can lose what we work for like that. Can take away everything in a second. Oh, Matthew, Jason has a live. Oh, I did. I was going to talk about that. Let me see if it's still up. Actually, but I'll talk about the Chupacabra, and then I'll because I'm disorganized today. I apologize, guys. Today I'm disorganized. I'm still on vacation mode. Let me see if it's still up. I did want to talk about that. The Conjuring house. He might have taken it down. If he did, I screen capped it. So, the owner of the Conjuring house basically made a statement. I believe it's the owner. I'm not sure if it was the owner. And I think he took it down. He did take it down. On Facebook, on the Conjuring house Facebook page. I screenshot it because I knew he was going to take it down. Oh, no, he didn't. Did he? Hold on, let me see. I believe it was the owner. Yes, it's still up here. I believe it's what, you know what? I'll do it first and we'll get into the Chupacabra since Matthew mentioned it. I was going to talk about it. I won't use his stream because I don't want to get dinged by YouTube, but Jason Hawes did do a stream about it as well, but I'll talk about it for a bit. And then we'll get into the Chupacabra. But what happened was, apparently the owner, I don't know if it was the owner, but somebody from the Conjuring house decided to make a statement. I'm not sure if any of you heard. I know you, if you've been following me for quite some time, you know how I feel about the Conjuring house. I feel like it's overhyped, because of the movie. I feel like the new owners are greedy. They're trying to hide something because of what I've heard, that if you do an investigation there, that you paid what, $5,000 for to spend the night there. I don't know how much it is exactly. That before you can post your video on your own YouTube channel, they have to go over it, and you have two times to make edits or something if they don't like something on the video. And to me, I've always felt like, why? I'm paying money to stay here and it's my YouTube channel. Why do I need your permission to post a video about your place on my YouTube channel when I've already given you money to stay there? I get it, it's their rules, whatever, but still I feel like they're trying to hide something. Like they don't want some bad review or something, or some, maybe, I don't know. If it's not haunted, I'll probably say it's not haunted. You know what I mean? But apparently, this is their Facebook page. Apparently, he goes on a rampage, dropping F-bombs, and I will read it. And I happened to catch, Doof Doof Paranormal had commented about it, and I was like, what? And so I went ahead and found it. And I also saw Jason's, he had mentioned it as well. So then I went to the page and I saw this. So this was 5 days ago. This is on the Conjuring House Facebook page. If you guys want to go and see it, comment, whatever you want. A lot of paranormal, well-known paranormal investigators commented on this post. So it goes, happy July, everyone. I'm hearing about a lot of hateful rumbling from people who are not in Conjuring House supportive moods by the sounds of it. As you may know, TCH is the most famous haunted location in the world. We attract hundreds of people from around the globe per month to Burrillville, Rhode Island, to partake in one of our effing experience. And yes, he put the F word. And this to me, I believe, is the manager. I'm not sure who it is, but it's someone that's part of the Conjuring house. And he put effing. So this is the type of language you're getting from a freaking business. All right, as far as I know, if you own a business, you do not talk like this. This to me is very unprofessional. I am told that some members of the paranormal community and government officials keep attacking TCH. There are many wonderful paranormal investigators and honest government people who have consistently supported the paranormal field. I am not supporting the paranormal field. I support the paranormal field. So it has nothing to do with that. And a lot of the comments also reflected, a lot of the comments because I always jump to the comments, and I'll read some of them after I finish. Kind of say it's their fault. It's the new owner's fault, but many members of the paranormal community have commended the expansion of experiences at the TCH to broaden the interest in paranormal activity that demonstrates the continuity of consciousness. As to the others, whatever, We really do not care about people who abuse and attack people. We consider them evil and wicked people. In fact, we never want any person with these personality attractions to afflictions to visit us at TCH. So if you are among the wicked moon personality challenge, then stay away. I am staying away. I ain't paying no freaking $5,000 to stay at your money grabbing greedy place. I'm sorry, I'm going to say that. And plus the fact that you're using effing in your statement. We now have the kindest, hardworking people with positive outlooks on our staff. Yeah, well, they're there for the paycheck. Of course, if I work there, I'll be like, yes, ma'am. Whatever you want, ma'am. Are all new. I mean, I'm being honest. Of course, if you needed the job and you felt like it was a fun place to work, of course, you're going to be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Of course, this place is haunted. Our all new staff, with just a couple of previous staff, consists of Ben Densaru. I am going to butcher these names. I apologize in advance. Kevin Martinic, Sarah Gange, Sage Thibodeau, Shannon Collins, among others. Our reviews are reflected the great energy of our invigorated staff. There are always growing pains when you start or take over a business. I am not apologetic that I needed to turn over the first wave of TCH staff. Among the reasons for the dismissal of these people were cruel and hateful verbal abuse toward others and suspecting that some staffs were fraudulent in their investigative methods. Well, basically, he fired them because of the bad... He let go of them. So this is basically telling me he let go of them because of the bad press that they were getting. I will never be defeated or destroyed now or at any time in the effing future. There he goes again. So effing be it. I appreciate the township of Burrillville, Rhode Island for their support and guidance. They have helped TCH to grow its business and attract tourists from around the world since I bought the property and the business in May of 2022. As always, we welcome any and all paranormal curious and or paranormal enthusiasts and seasonal paranormal investigators to our location. We continue to be thrilled with the people visiting us from around the globe. Every day we meet people who have traveled far and wide with anticipation to have an authentic paranormal experience. We look forward to hosting all of the good and morally upright people because the world is filled with such people, much more than the hateful, wicked, and low-density people that should look in the mirror rather than rage at the people, animals, community, inhabitants surrounding them. Well, people are going to call out BS when they see it, so I don't blame people for doing it. And then also, too, if you're in the public eye, you got to take some criticism, right? You're going to get criticism. You can't make everyone happy. So there's always going to be some criticism, some critiquing, some what. You just got to grow some huevos and take it. If you can't, then being in the public eye isn't for you. Honestly. This post is directly at specific people in the U.S. and elsewhere who I'm told are abusing and attacking people for no effing reason other than to terrify them from continuing their interest to the continuity of consciousness, i.e. paranormal activity. The state of Rhode Island has defended its business that have come under attack from wicked and evil forces to curtail their freedom of expression. Rhode Island was founded by Roger Williams in 1636, and he espoused freedom of expression and freedom to practice your personal beliefs regarding the laws of the cosmos. I'm told by the state of Rhode Island and the township of Burrillville that they will continue to protect and to defend the TCH from people, of course, because it's giving them money. It's bringing tourism to their area. Of course, they're going to defend it. Who are trying to hurt our business, and to that, TCH remains internally grateful to Rhode Island, Burrillville, and every other town and community that supports freedom of expression for their residents and their business. There's no one abusing and attacking people for no effing reason. Everyone has a right to opinion. If we don't believe what they're doing, then we have a right to say we don't believe what they're doing. I've always said, I personally don't believe with the two specific people that did used to work there, Cody and Satori. I personally don't believe him, but maybe if I see him up close and personal, maybe I got to see it up close. So, like, to me, I'll have an open mind about it. I'll still be open to, like, I'll see it. I don't mind seeing them do their procedure. I have no problem seeing it. I'm not bashing them for anything. We're just calling it out, telling what our opinion is, what the truth is, what we think it might be. We have a right to do that. That's part of being a paranormal investigator. You got to debunk things. You're not going to sit there and go, "Oh my God, that sound was definitely a paranormal person or like a ghost," when it could have been an animal. You got to debunk, because that makes yourself look like an idiot. So you got to debunk it. We're not abusing anything. We have a right to our opinion. It's like the guy saying effing in his thing. So I mean, like, this guy's ridiculous. I don't think after that. I mean, sometimes bad publicity brings people to your business. So regardless if it's good or bad, it's gonna bring people to your business. And because this is a well-known place, people are gonna still go there. Of course, Rhode Island, like I said earlier, is gonna support the business because it brings money to them too, as well. Tourism. So they're not gonna freaking shut it down. So as I was saying, a lot of Jason Hawes, if you're not familiar, he was on Ghost Hunters. He also does have his own YouTube channel now, because I think Ghost Hunters is up in the air right now. They don't have a home with Discovery anymore. So they're looking for a home. So he's been doing his own thing. The pettiness I've seen in the paranormal field recently is so disheartening, but this here takes the cake. And to see this from the actual business owner is just pure business practice and disappointing. I can only hope people screenshot and share the hell out of it. Such sad days. Um, I don't know if you guys, okay, you guys can see the comments. There was also Doof Doof Paranormal also had commented here. She said, all I can say is this is not a way to promote a business, which I agreed with her. I even liked it because I do agree with what she said. This is a perfect way to ruin it. I also think, given the rather odd things and vile language used, perhaps the owner needs some therapy and help. I am not trying to say be nasty. I'm saying get help. Jason also pointed out that it did make the news. Amy Bruni, I believe she was on one of the paranormal shows. I cannot remember which one. If you guys do know, please comment in the chat. It was one that I know of her, but I did not watch the show she was on. I think maybe you're feeling a bit lost and overwhelmed. Take a step back, take a breath, get help, ask for help. Some Robin Terry, I'm not sure, it's just someone that decided to comment. As a venue owner of a location that has been on TV a few times, I am embarrassed that you would post something like this with the language that you have. There are times when you might have issues with staff that are helping or volunteering for you, but this is not the way to handle it. It is a shame that a popular location will probably be hurt due to this post. It would not surprise me if the new staff you have will now step back as well. I know I would. I hope the spirits of the TCH realize that the people that came to visit and talk with them understand they are respected by the paranormal community and hope they are not affected by the situation. Someone said, someone also comment, you lost me at the first F-bomb, told me all about the situation I need to know. It's sad. Like, that's it, and apparently it is the business owner. And if you, that is not, it's embarrassing. That's not professional at all. Carol goes, Kindred Spirits. Thank you. Matthew goes, she was on Ghost Hunters and Kindred Spirits. That was the one that I did not watch. And I do remember her on Ghost Hunters. But it's embarrassing. Like, this is a business owner dropping F-bombs. Like, that just shows you who he or she, I don't know if it was a he or she, because it doesn't say who posted it, but he or she said. That's just embarrassing. Like, that, there's no professionalism in that. I mean, it just shows like he just doesn't care. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. And I know I never had interest of going in there ever. I thought maybe if the owners changed, maybe I would think about it. But as at this point, especially after that, I have no interest of going. Like, it's just embarrassing. So So I know I did not get a chance to see Jason's live about it, but Matthew was saying also he had the old owners on there as well, the people that previously owned there, and I've heard that they were nicer. People had said they were nicer. Matthew Go shows that they believe in money than hauntings. I also had an article in the previous stream that kind of showed that one of the parent sisters, like their stories, the stories did not match with the records. So, to me, it's kind of like her story might be made up in a way too. But this is my opinion. You guys have a right to your own. Carol goes, he sounds money hungry, but that's not the way to go about it. Heather Whatever goes, I just want to go to a Holiday Inn with my dog and have free breakfast. Exactly, Heather Whatever. That's what I want. I think that's what anybody would want. But definitely after hearing that, I don't know about you guys. I don't even want to set foot or give or spend money to go there. I didn't want to in the first place. I feel like they're too greedy. Heather Whatever goes, they're the ghost of grifters past. Yes. Like they know they have a money-making business, so they're taking advantage of it. I mean, I get it. If I owned the house, I'd probably do the same thing, but I wouldn't have done that, what he said about it. I go, bad publicity could be good publicity. Because if you see Conjuring house everywhere, bad or good, people are going to be like, oh, that house? No way. I got to go over there. I mean, some people will still go regardless. So you're still getting that attention regardless. So I don't know what he was trying. He just got some more attention because of his F-bombs. Or her. I don't know if that sounds more like a guy talking, but you never know. Some women do talk like that too. But I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was like, oh my God, no way. Like it was getting to him in a way of all the negativity. I'm like, well, then don't be in the public eye then. Don't. You own one of the most famous houses. You're going to be in the public eye regardless. You're going to have criticism. Grow a pair of huevos and move on. You could have done something better than having F-bombs and you're sent in your statement. And by the sound of that statement that he made, it's like he fired them. They didn't leave. Like when I first had reported that Cody and Satori had left, they severed their ties with the Conjuring house, but it looks like to me he let them go according to his statement. So they were fired. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm getting off of what he said. Don't quote me on that. I'm just it's what my opinion on what he said, like, but it kind of sounded like I had to let these people go because of the negative. Lisa Boo goes, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Exactly. Kara goes, he also sounds hot-headed. He needs to chill. He needs to take the bad with the good and let it be. Exactly. Maybe people were like, I don't know, like the build up to that statement, but still, it doesn't matter. If you're getting a lot of negative comments, probably people were going on there like, why did you let go Cody and Satori? You're a bastard, or whatever he said. I don't know what they said. But even that, okay, Matthew goes, Jason said they left, not fired. Okay, good. They left on their own. But it's the way he sounded, like the way the person, because I don't know if it's a he or she, the owner of the Conjuring house said in his statement, it's like he fired them. But Matthew clarified that, said Jason said they left. I'm kind of, you know what, to be honest, good that they left. It was better. I wouldn't want to have a boss that was like that. Hell no. Oh, Wendy goes, hearts for Captain Corey. Guys, I know some of you followed Captain Corey. Heather, whatever goes, build it, they will come, but you can't control the outcome. Exactly, you can't. You just have to go with the flow. You gotta take negativity and turn it into a positive thing. You can't just like, oh, it's all negative, I'm gonna fire back with F-bombs because I'm this big person. Like, no, come on. That's not how it works. It isn't. What do you guys think? I know Carol said he sounded hot. Hetty, what do you guys think of the owner of the Conjuring house? Carol goes, he thinks his S doesn't stink attitude. Exactly. I know Heather, whatever goes, build it if they will come, but you can't control the outcome of that. So what do you all think about the owner of the Conjuring house? Lisa Boo goes, not cut out for business. I agree. Or being in the public eye. I want to say that he can't take the heat. Heather, whatever goes, I think he's conjuring a bankruptcy. Exactly. Dusty goes, he's a bully. I agree. So you know what? I'm going to be on Cody. I'm glad Cody and Satori left. I don't necessarily believe in their method, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to be working for someone like that. So I'm glad they left, and they left on their own accord. Matthew, thank you for clarifying. Wendy goes, get a good attorney. And some people in the comments had also said your new people are going to leave too with an attitude like that. Heather, whatever goes, the ghost already left. They were like, hell with this place. Let's go somewhere else where they respect us. Yeah, they decided to take residents down the road. And now the house down the road is experiencing paranormal activity when it never did before. Project Metal Music, what is up? Hey up! Heather, whatever goes, they're like, take this job and shove it. Lisa Boo goes, will be a high turnover rate for employees? Probably, depending. We don't know. We don't know how he or she treats their employees. But with the way he's talking, I don't know. He or she is talking. All right, guys, I went on a little rabbit hole. I wasn't planning on talking about the Conjuring house, but thank you, Matthew, for bringing it up. I did want to talk about it. Just wasn't planning on talking about it on this stream. Matthew goes, take this haunting and shove it. Heather, whatever goes, Lisa, write a ghost movie. This sounds like a screenplay. Was a good rabbit hole. I did want to comment about it because I did see it right before I headed out to Arizona for Mad Monster. Guys, I know a lot of you have heard of the Chupacabra. Who has heard of the Chupacabra? It's probably one of the best known cryptids, I want to say. One that I've mentioned, but I've never, I know as kids, it's the Chupacabra, but we never really knew exactly what it was, but we talked about it. I've grown up with the Chupacabra. Matthew goes, heard of it since they started saying it. Lisa B goes, it's creepy. Project Metal Music goes, yep. Julissa goes, me. So I found this article. What are chupacabras? The vampiric cryptid said to terrorize the Southwest. Described as a reptilian creature with spines along its back, the Chupacabra is a legendary creature of the American Southwest known for attacking livestock and drinking their blood. Wendy goes, very big in Puerto Rican lore. Yes, that's where I heard of it. Few cryptids are as storied and as fearsome as the dreaded Chupacabra, a blood-sucking creature allegedly the size of a small bear, sometimes with a tail, often covered in scaly skin and with a row of spines down its back. The Chupacabra has been a staple in folklore throughout Mexico, Puerto Rico, and the southwestern United States for decades. Named after the first animal they were reported to have killed and drained in 1995, Chupacabra literally means goat sucker in Spanish. So it's cabra is goat in Spanish? Because I know chupa is the it is? Oh, wait a minute. Hold. Cabra in English. Yeah, it does translate perfectly. The bloodthirsty creature supposedly moved on to chickens, sheep, rabbits, cats, and dogs. Here is an artist rendering based on the first description of the Chupacabra. There are two. The one that is on my cover photo is the second interpretation, I believe. It's another interpretation of the Chupacabra. As soon as the word of the Puerto Rican farm animals broke, farmers in other countries began complaining of their own attacks. Animals in Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, and the United States were all dying similarly gruesome deaths, seemingly with no explanation. Is the Chupacabra real? Wendy goes, I've seen this in U.S. reports. Before long, word of the Chupacabra reached Benjamin Radford, an American writer and general skeptic of Chupacabra tall tales. Over the next 5 years, Radford would make it his life's work to either track down a living specimen or debunk the legend of the Chupacabra once and for all. His years-long journey took him through forests and farmland across South America and the southwestern United States until he finally found what he was looking for, someone who had actually seen a Chupacabra up close and personal. So this is another interpretation of the Chupacabra. It's a dog-like interpretation. Her name was Madeline Tolentino, and she'd seen the Chupacabra through a window at her home in Canavanas, a town east of San Juan, in 1995. A bipedal creature with black eyes, reptilian skin, and spines down its back, she claimed was responsible for the animal attacks that were becoming so commonplace in the country. She said it hopped like a kangaroo and reeked of sulfur. Other people that Radford tracked down who claimed to have seen the Chupacabra themselves corroborated her description, though some insisted the animal walked on 4 legs instead of 2. Some said it had a tail, while others disagreed. But for years, Radford's investigation went nowhere. I was of course initially skeptical of the creature's existence. He told the BBC at the same time, I was mindful that new animals have yet to be discovered. I didn't want to just debunk or dismiss it. The Chupacabra is real. I wanted to find it. Soon, another version of the Chupacabra, either a distant relative or an evolution, began to emerge. The version was much easier to believe. In place of the reptilian scales covering its body, the new Chupacabra had smooth, hairless skin. It walked on 4 legs and definitely had a tail. It almost looked like a dog, which is kind of the interpretation I went for my cover photo. This looks like a sideshow. It does. It looks like a kind of a sideshow circus attraction picture. The legend of the Chupacabra has spread far and wide, leading to many varied interpretations of its appearance. Terrifying encounters with the Chupacabra. Delia Lux goes, it looks like the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's what I was thinking, because it said it was reptilian-like. For years, chupacabras were only the stuff of folklore and internet conspiracy theories. Then came the bodies. In the early 2000s, in Texas and elsewhere in the southwestern United States, people started finding dead bodies resembling the chupacabra's description. Hairless, four-legged creatures with burnt-looking skin. About a dozen have turned up since then. So I believe this is it's a YouTube video. I don't want to play it because I know right now YouTube is really scandalous. It's a 2010 WLKY news report on a Kentucky farmer's encounter with a chupacabra. You can kind of see, it does look like a dog, a hairless dog in this picture, but the snout looks weird. Farmers and ranchers called the authorities, having no idea what these creatures could have been, but it turns out the answer was pretty simple. They were mostly dogs and coyotes. The reason these animals get identified as chupacabras is because they've lost their hair owing to sarcoptic mange, Redford explained. Sarcoptic mange is a highly contagious skin disease fairly common in dogs, forces its sufferers to itch away at mites burrowing under the skin. The skin ultimately loses its hair and becomes abnormally thick, and the itching produces nasty-looking scabs. A hairless, almost alien-skinned dog sounds like a chupacabra. And I've seen, it's sad, I've seen animals suffer from mange. It's got to be, imagine if your skin was always itching. That's got to be, But here is a picture of a wolf suffering from sarcoptic mange, which they think is what is being mistaken for the chupacabra. But that has to, I feel for animals when I see them suffering from mange. Is there a blood-sucking monster responsible for the tide of dead cattle? Dogs have never attacked my animals, a Puerto Rican man told the New York Times in 1996 after he lost 5 of his sheep to exsanguination. And the only reason why I know exsanguination is from the X-Files. Most notably, the episode of Eve with the 2 girls, and they mention exsanguination. He may have been mistaken. According to the BBC, it's not uncommon for a dog to bite another animal and then leave it to die with no apparent injuries besides the original bite mark. So why has the chupacabra legend stuck? Redford thinks it could have something to do with the anti-US sentiment in Puerto Rico. There's talk on the island of how the U.S. government conducts top-secret scientific experiments on El Yunque rainforest. To some Puerto Ricans who already feel exploited by the Americans, it isn't too much of a stretch to think the U.S. could have created a blood-sucking creature in the lab and allowed it to wreak havoc on local farmland. You know what? I don't find this far-fetched. I do not find this far-fetched. I find this more plausible explanation to how this creature has come about. I do not put it past the U.S. government. I don't. And what of the sightings like Tolentinos that don't remotely match the description of the mangy dog? Radford has an explanation for that too. So, if you guys were curious of who Radford is, this is him. Pictured here. In 1995, the same year Tolentino first claimed to have seen a chupacabra, Hollywood released the sci-fi horror film Species, which featured a Canadian model as an alien-human hybrid. The film was partially filmed in Puerto Rico, and Tolentino had seen it. It's all there. She sees the movie, then later she sees something she mistakes for a monster, Radford says, and thanks to the newly popular internet, the legend spreads like wildfire. I don't think that's the case. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think it's because she saw Species and decided that something she saw in the forest or wherever she may have been in Puerto Rico, and then decided to go like, just because I saw that movie, I'm going to say something I saw out in real life is on that movie. I don't think so. And I agree with the internet thing. It's all there, but I don't think that's the case. Still, everyone now and then A goat in Puerto Rico will go missing, and the town will be buzzing with those who claim to have seen the legendary Chupacabra stalking its prey once again. So, guys, do you believe in the Chupacabra? I don't. I find that explanation that was in the article that the U.S. government could have created it. I find that plausible. I really do. I don't put anything past the U.S. government because the U.S. government does crazy things. I don't. But it's with all the folklore, I believe that something was there. I do believe the story. It may not be necessarily of what they're saying it is, but I do believe that there's a story and someone saw something. Oh, Chris, one of the problems with kidney disease is severe itching. Oh, Chris, that has to be, oh. Wendy goes, the cattle incidents is how they found it in the US. They also have, I feel like when I was reading about Skinwalker Ranch and how they found the cattle mutilated, but there's no blood. And I felt like it just reminds me of this too, but I know that's a completely different story, but it reminds me of the insanguination as well. Heather, whatever goes, they say that an animal in Napa admitted by locals to be a hoax, but said to be flying monkeys made by scientists. Something. Wendy, so much lore. I love folklore, so I enjoy reading it. Heather, whatever goes, I think the wolf of mange or another animal like that. Tarana, I don't believe it. Lisa Boo goes, that's what I was thinking. Like Skinwalker Ranch. I know Skinwalker Ranch is another rabbit hole, but I did speak about it in a previous stream. But it sounds familiar, like with the mutilated cattle that happened in Skinwalker Ranch. But Skinwalker Ranch also had a lot of other things happen there too as well. So it's like a different entity in its own. But it kind of reminds me the similarities a little bit of what I have read. I've never been to Skinwalker Ranch, so I don't know. Or I've never encountered a Chupacabra, so I don't know. I can't tell from personal experience. Wendy goes, I love lore, but is there a hint of truth behind it from the locals? I think there is, Wendy. I think there's some sort of truth, but I think it's been twisted because you know how I've always said, like, stories told by mouth from the one person at the beginning to the very last person would be a completely different story. So I do believe that there's something there. It might not necessarily be what they're talking about because I do need proof. I'm going to still remain a little skeptical about it. I'm always going to remain skeptical. I'm always going to want to have that skeptical side of me. So Dusty goes, the locals can probably tell some good stories. Probably, and probably some pretty interesting ones that we've never heard. Because it's local. There's probably a lot more stories that we don't know about. It's the same with gossip. It goes with gossip too. Like one person says something and it spreads like wildfire, but by the time it reaches the last thing, something did. They'll be like, "Who did what with what?" At the end. Chris goes, a lady in Texas supposedly found a dead one and had it stuffed and mounted. Oh wow, it's actually kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That's kind of cool. Dusty's go, legends are created. True. I do agree with that one. Wendy goes, I live in a city in PR named the Witch City. So much lore. Chris goes, it had blue eyes? That is weird. Carol goes, true, Lisa's story will change from person to person. It happens all the time. That's why if you report a story, make sure you know the facts. You got to get it from point A, not point D. Let me Google it, Chris. Oh. Is there a picture? There's no picture. Well, I found an article about what Chris was talking about. A Texas woman. I'll share it, but there's no picture though, but I'll share the article. A Texas woman has claimed, and it's an old article, but it's kind of interesting. Texas woman claims to have found mythical chupacabra. Cuero, Texas. Phyllis Canyon lived in Africa for 4 years. She's been a hunter all her life and has the mounted heads of zebra and other exotic animals in her house to prove it. But the roadkill she found last month outside her ranch was a new one, even for her, worth putting in a freezer hidden from curious onlookers. Canyon believes she may have had the head of the mythical blood-sucking chupacabra. It is one ugly creature, Canyon said, holding the head of the mammal, which has big ears, large fanged teeth, and a grayish-blue, mostly hairless skin. Canyon and some of her neighbors discovered the 40-pound bodies of 3 of the animals over 4 days in July outside her ranch in Cuero, 80 miles southeast of San Antonio. Canyon said she saved the head of the one she found so she can get to the bottom of its ancestry through DNA testing and then mount it for posterity. She suspects as have many rural denizens over the years that a chupacabra may have killed as many as 26 of her chickens in the past couple of years. I've seen a lot of nasty stuff. I've never seen anything like this, she said. What tipped Canyon to the possibility that this was no ugly coyote, but perhaps the vampire-like beast, is that the chickens weren't eaten or carried off. All the blood was drained from them, she said. Chupacabra means goat sucker in Spanish, and it is said to have originated in Latin America, specifically Puerto Rico and Mexico. Canyon thinks recent heavy rains ran them right out of their dens. I think it could have wolf in it, Canyon said. It has to be a cross between 2 or 3 different things. She said the finding has captured the imagination of locals, just like purported sightings of Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster has elsewhere. But why folks are calling a chupacabra is probably just a strange breed of dog, said veterinarian Travis Shar of the Main Street Animal Hospital in nearby Victoria. I'm not going to tell you that it's not a chupacabra. I just think, in my opinion, a chupacabra is a dog, said Shar, who has seen Canyon's find. The chupacabras could have all been part of a mutated litter of dogs, or they may be a new kind of mutt, he says. As for the blood-sucking, Shar said that this particular canine may simply have a preference for blood, letting its prey bleed out and licking it up. Chupacabra or not, the discovery has spawned a local and international craze. Canyon has started selling t-shirts that read 2007, the summer of the Chupacabra, Cuero, Texas, accompanied by a caricature of the creature. The $5 shirts have gone all over the world, including Japan, Australia, and Brunei. Shar also said he has one. If everyone has a fun time with it, we'll keep on doing it. She said it's good for Cuero. So there's no picture of it, though. Let me see if I can find a picture. That's kind of crazy. Oh, I think it's this. Is it this? Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, it is this. It looks like a dog. Hold on, guys. This looks like a dog. There, you can see it. That looks like a dog. Let me get a more close up. Lise, thank you for becoming a new member. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. Hearts for Lise or Lisa. It could be Lisa too as well. What is up? And welcome to the Wolf Pack. Hearts for Lise, guys. Here's a picture. I believe this is what it looks like, a dog. So this is an up close and personal of it. There's this. I don't know if I can. There. You can probably see it better. That is what she found, I believe. Heather, whatever goes, when I was little in Tucson, there were fake stuffed animals at road stops. Can't remember the name, but dog-like. There's that one, and I'll move it down to show like the full body. And that pictured is Phyllis Cannon. Let me see if I can enlarge it. So in the picture is Phyllis Cannon, the woman that claims that she has found a Chupacabra, and here is the picture. Let me see if I can enlarge it so you guys can see it. Of the one that she kept and decided to mount it. Lisa Boo goes, almost like a dingo. Yeah, it looks like a dog to me. Chris Barber goes, I think the DNA said it was a mix of coyote and Mexican wolf. That's what it looks like. Looks like a dog or wild dog. Carol goes, looks like a mixed breed dog with a bunch of different breeds. It very well may be a dog that we just don't know exists. But that's what it looks like to me. Heather, whatever goes right like a dingo. It does. It does. Like in Coco. If you guys are familiar with that, with the animated dog in Coco. Dante is his name, but this is what he looks like. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Hold on, I'll show you a picture of him. If you guys are familiar with Coco, the Disney film, that this is, hold on, where is he? This is Dante, who was in Coco, and it looks just like him. Dusty goes, did it say what killed them on her property? Does look like a wild dog family creature. No, she didn't say. I think she's saying the it did mention that they had like bad weather and flooding or something like that, I believe it said, and it probably pushed them out of their den. But it didn't say exactly what it had died of. Heather, whatever goes, when we traveled through Mexico interior as a kid and Baja as an adult, there are wild dogs who interbreed and all look like little German shepherds. Oh, wow. Julissa goes, yes, it does look like a dingo. Yes, I do, Lise. It's Grayson report. Hold on. I'll put it let me make sure I spelled it right. All right, there you go, Lisa. I put it in the chat. It's graysonreport13@gmail.com. I had to think about it for a second. Wendy goes, dingoes are a smart breed. I thought they were cute when I saw them. Because they talked about the dog after the movie, and I thought they were cute. Dusty goes, did the dingo eat her baby? No, she had claimed that she found a bunch of her chickens that had the blood sucked out of them. So she truly believes that a chupacabra got her chickens. Nothing wrong with believing that, because I probably would think the same thing. If you had a bunch of chickens and you came out there and they were just there with no blood in them, I would be thinking the same thing. Trust me. Wendy goes, it's a tongue twister breed. Australian cattle dogs and kelpies, many others. Dusty goes, that was a Seinfeld joke, Lisa. Dusty, I did not watch Seinfeld. But to me, I'm sorry, that one looks like, in the description that they're talking about, it does look like a dingo. It does. A dog. And it could be a breed of... That's why I'm saying I do believe that they saw something, but it may not be necessarily what they're saying it is. But if I saw one up close and personal and it truly looked like a chupacabra, then I would be like, yes. Same thing with Bigfoot. If I saw Bigfoot out there and I saw it up close and personal, I would definitely be a believer, but I have to see it. It's one of those things. All right, guys, I'm going to open it up for questions. If you guys have any questions, could be paranormal related, could be whatever you like, could be about the weather. Sorry, my camera has a mind of its own. I got to move the cable so it keeps wanting to move. So sorry for that paranormal activity moment right there. Or Cloverfield. Actually, you call it more Cloverfield because Chlorophyll was like, oh, what was that? I'll give you a few more minutes to look for Skeleduck. He is somewhere in this background. Because it's kind of hard when I have an article up. You don't get the full scheme of it. Carol has found Skeleduck. Lisa said she sent me the email. That's probably what that noise was. Hold on. Thank you, Heather Whatever, for your PayPal. Hearts for Heather Whatever. For a down payment on a Chupacabra shield. Thank you, Heather Whatever. I really appreciate that. Hearts for Heather Whatever, guys. Oh, that is cool. So Lise has sent me a picture. It is super cool. I don't know if you guys, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up on my email and I can pull it. It's easier to see it that way. Okay, here you go. This is way than me showing my phone. Give me a second, guys. Oh, it's not gonna let me show it because it's a separate entity. Window. Oh, here. So Lise sent me this picture. This is super cool. That is neat. Nerd report in the house. That's super cool. Thank you for sharing, Lise. Leave it up for a few more minutes and then I'll. Because I think people are still looking for the duck. That is super cool. Thank you for sharing. That is awesome. Oh my gosh, I would want that in my studio. Lise goes, thank you. He's my soulmate. I made him a few years ago. You made him? No way. That is so cool. That is so cool. Thank you for sharing again. This is awesome. I'm sorry. That is awesome. That is so cool. Wow. That is amazing. Wow. That is cool. I really like that. That was super cool. Chris Barber goes, very cool. I love Halloween stuff. Wendy goes, I want deets. Is it an animatronic? Lise goes, thank you for sharing my picture. Oh, no problem. That was a cool picture. Julissa forgot to look for Skeleduck. You got time now, Julissa. I'll leave out. I'll give you a few more minutes, guys. But ask questions. If you got questions or anything, ask away, guys. So I'm not looking at the screen like this. Because sometimes I do that. Or I have weird face and I'm like, oh my God, why did I have that face? Lise goes, the next one will be an animatronic. Oh my God, that would be so cool. Wendy goes, Wendy, I think had said, was it Wendy that said that? Oh, Wendy goes, it is the cluster. I will tell you, Wendy. You're warmish. Lisa Bugo's favorite part of Mad Monster, it was hanging out with everybody. I think was the fun part. Seeing the convention, I always have a blast. Seeing all the vendors and seeing which celebrity you'll run into in the lobby or in the elevator. This year I ran into a lot in the elevator, so that was cool. Also, Dusty had also liked what did you like best of Mad Monster, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, meeting everybody I think was the coolest. Hanging around with Lenore, Tinkle Tits, Jennifer Murray, Shelly was cool. Seeing Brandon and Bernadette always is a blast. The weather didn't bother me. Like I was dreading the weather, but I had a blast. The road trip, oh, I enjoyed it. I was dying by hour 4. I don't know. I think because they're so excited to get there, I was dying. By hour 4, it seemed like it took us less time to get back, even though it's the same amount of time. But getting there, I think is because I'm super excited to get there, and I'm like, come on. Seeing all the vendors was cool. They had an overflow room this year, so it was kind of cool to see that. Seeing people I know, stuff like that. It's cool. Chris goes, did you get any cool? I did not buy anything this trip. Usually I do, but I didn't see anything that caught my eye that I absolutely had. I wanted a shirt, but then I decided to pass on it. But now I'm like, damn, I should have got the shirt. But I know who sells it, so I could go online and get it if I want. I was thinking of getting a shirt, and well, there's a local. Actually, one of the vendors was a local from LA that was there, but they didn't have the shirt I wanted, so I didn't get it. Because I was hoping they came out with a Saw shirt, so I was hoping that they had it, but they didn't have it on display. So I didn't get that. But that's what I was looking at, a shirt. But I do like seeing all, because there's people had crochet things this year, like crochet horror dolls and weird eyeballs. I know Shelly bought an eyeball. Posters was there, shirts, clothing. Like Trick or Treat Studios had the big Pennywise doll. That guy's cool. Somebody had lightsabers. They were selling lightsabers. So I mean, just because it's then one of Lewis's friends was selling the site. He sells the Sideshow collectible dolls, so he was there, or the statues, not dolls because they're not dolls, statues. So he was there. Carol, we did not, and I told Bernadette next time. We did not. Did you and Bernadette get your tattoos? No, we were like so busy, like just doing things. Like I didn't even think of it until like the very last day. Heather, whatever goes, Lisa, you're the only channel my dogs likes. Every other he hops up and leaves. He likes your voice. Oh, I feel honored, Heather, whatever. What's your dog's name, if you don't mind me asking, Heather, whatever? And if you don't want me to say it, I won't say it, so I don't get your dog all excited. Thank you, Lise. Lisa's saying, I'm so glad you had a great time. Dusty goes, I find that true on the 2-hour trips into town. Coming back goes faster. Yes, it did. There was no traffic. There was a little tiny, I had a few speckles of raindrops. And I was like, I saw on the report that a storm was coming in, but you could see the clouds as we were going in too. But I guess there was a storm because I saw that there was flooding in like the Palm Spring area. So I guess luckily we left the day that we left. Chris goes, I would probably spend a lot of money there. Chris, you probably would. There's a lot of cool stuff there. Lise goes, now clowns scare me. Clowns and I do not get along. There's people that cosplay too. I saw a bunch of Michaels. I saw Five Nights at Freddy's, of course, because Matthew Lillard was there. I felt like the Scream people are actors, so it was Matthew Lillard, Jamie Kennedy, and Skeet Ulrich. They had the longest lines out of everyone there. And I felt like even Matthew, I felt like he had more photos than anybody, but he was I saw a few people with the photos, so I didn't get to see all of them. But I feel like they were the most popular in the whole convention. Barenthal, he only came on Sunday, but he looked like he had a bunch of people. I even saw Jack fan boying over John Barenthal because he was over there talking to him. Heather, whatever goes, Jack Sparrow. What's up, Jack Sparrow? So they did have, I don't know if I saw any clowns cosplaying, but they had some cool cosplayers. Like they had somebody come in, like one of the 13 Ghosts, if you're familiar with that film. They had Five Nights at Freddy. They had this person had, I don't know, dude, he was dressed up like a goat. He had the goat head. I don't know if you're friends with Shelly. She posted it on her Facebook page. This guy looks so cool. It was like the goat head and like the mouth moved and he looked like a demon. And I looked over and I kept looking at him because I was like, that is so cool. Like, and then they had I'm not too big on anime, but I know the character, one of the characters from Death Note. He was cool. He was like way up. He was tall. They had a kid that was Hannibal Lecter. You know how Hannibal Lecter was tied in the orange jumpsuit and the face mask, and they carried him on a stretcher type of thing. Like they had a kid doing that. That was cool. Chris goes, I saw a couple of clowns, so maybe I missed them because I wasn't paying attention to the clowns because clowns don't scare me. Lisa Boo, I do agree that Pennywise figure was cool from Trick or Treat Studios. I saw it looks way better in person. Like I've seen it online and I was like, but when I saw it in person, I was like, holy crap. By Saturday, it was sold. So somebody bought it. Julissa goes, I saw her pictures. That goat reminded me of the show Evil. Like, really, that goat looked like it was cool, though. I was like, that's how good his out. I mean, I very rarely, I'm not into cosplay, but that guy, oh, he was good. Or a girl, I don't know. It might have been a girl, too. But he literally looked like he was like the devil. He had the cane and everything. Like tell me, in that weather, that had to have been hot. And then there's someone that like was completely covered up. I was like, you have to be hot. Wendy goes, nope, and a hard nope. But I do have fun every year. I always look forward to it. It's a good time. And the hotel also got remodeled. Last year it did have Starbucks, but this year they took out the Starbucks, I noticed. In their but they remodeled the whole hotel. Like our room was nice. Like it had like an amazing shower, like a luxury shower in it. So it's a nice hotel. Chris goes, I saw a few costumes that I thought were like heat stroke inducing. Yes, because the first day we got there, it was like 108, 115. Literally, I was driving. I'm like, Lewis was, oh no, 117. Lewis was like, it says, because we're driving and my car obviously has the temperature on it. And Lewis was like, that's not 117, is it? And I go, yes, it is. So the first day we got there was 117. The other days was like 108, so it was cooler. And then when we left, it was like 105. But at 12 o'clock, it was still 98 degrees. That's hot. And the only thing that sucked is I got sick, but luckily it was only for the night. And the next day I was kind of still not feeling up to it. Then I got some rest, and by the evening I felt way better. Julissa, no, Brandon and Bernadette did not. I don't think they were able to get their costumes in time. So no, unfortunately. Chris goes, you could swim in Arizona in October. Even the water in Arizona, the pool water was warm. That's what the crazy thing is. All right, guys, Skeleduck. Wendy was warm. Skeleduck is right there. You could barely see him. He's like right in between my mic arm. So if I move it down a little bit, you'll be able to see him. So he's right there where my finger's pointing. Because I just put he's sitting on my Monster Mash cereal box. So he's right there. So Wendy, you were warm. Lisa Boo goes, yeah, I found him. Wendy was like, pinche. You were close, Wendy. You were. Dusty got it. Only problem is my computer, my camera wants to move this way. So for some of the stream, he was off screen. Chris goes, love the alien duck. Thank you. Bernadette gifted me that. She gave it to me in Arizona. I love that thing. It's crazy because I had it in my cart. I was gonna buy it and I never bought it. So it's funny. I was like, oh my God, I was gonna buy this. So she was reading my mind. It's super cool. Carol found the duck again. Carol goes, now you need the werewolf. I do have a werewolf one. I got Heather Salvatore got me but it's behind me somewhere. I don't think you could see it. She got me a were-duck. So I do. I might put it where you could see them. I'll move them and I'll put them where you could see them. But I do love rubber duckies. I have a weird collection of them. They even got a rubber duck that's like double the size. It's like this big. She also got me hold on. Let me move the screen a little bit. Sorry. She got I don't think the camera's going to stay. There. She also, if you notice, she also got me the another skeleton duck. So this is the skeleton duck from Cobra Kai or Karate Kid. He's wearing the skeleton outfit. I don't know how to describe him, but she says I could hide him because you could see him better. Carol goes, I like the ones you could get out of the gumball machines. I have like weird duckies too. Like when I went to a festival, it's crazy. It's like I've gotten rubber duckies at a festival. Because people they'll hand out, when you go to a music festival, they'll hand out they'll give you sprouts, or they'll give you like candies, like the bracelets. They'll trade bracelets, but there's some people that'll trade rubber duckies, which is crazy. So someone gave me like a very tiny duck, and I was like, oh my God, thank you. Like, it's like, you don't understand. I love ducks. And someone gave me a rubber ducky. I have it somewhere. I think it's in the other room. Like, they gave me a small rubber ducky. I was like, oh my God, thank you. I love ducks. Like, how did you know? I think one of them was like a devil one. Wendy, I don't know if he does. I'll find out. Wendy's asking, does Cobra glow in the dark? I'll find out. Matthew goes, Cobra quack. Ozzy, what is up? All right, guys, any last minute questions before I end this stream? Because it's hot in here. Oh, one thing about coming back to California, it was when we got back, it was like 78 degrees. And I was like, Dusty's asking what was for dinner. I had it was like a tostada that I get from this place. It like a tostada with beans, rice, and then I had some chips with it. It was pretty good. Actually, I got stuffed with it. I like the place. It's like it's like a fresh fast food but fresh Mexican type of place. Semi-healthy. Ozzy goes, still unpacking boxes and settling into my new home. Been a long process, but totally. Oh, awesome. Congrats on the new home, Ozzy. But it was kind of warm today. I was like, oh. But not as hot as Arizona, though. But it was warm. All right, guys, I am going to end the stream here. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Grayson Report. I will see you on the next one, which will be Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there, be squared, stay spooky, guys, and sweet nightmares. See you on the next one, guys. Thank you, guys, and good night.